Yo, God damn it, I said, I said, oh. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what, man? Guess what, man? Damn. I mean, I'm so tired of telling y'all, man, but I love telling you at the same time, huh? Where we at, man? God damn, where we at? Where we at, baby? Where we at, baby? Whoa. Guess where we at? Guess where we have arrived to? Cosmic Mind UV, ain't it? And what else? Huh? Huh? You tell me what else. You tell me what. I don't be knowing what else it is. It's where you need to be, man. Huh? Didn't I tell you it's where you need to be at, baby? Huh? Warrior Rising, Royal Day. We gonna do what? Come on, finish it with me. Come on, shoot. We gonna let the mother players play, ain't it, man? Royal Rising, Royal Day, and we gonna do what, Earth? We gonna let the mother players play, huh? Huh? Ain't no what surprising when it's a what? A Royal Rising, huh? Ain't no surprising when it's a Royal Rising, baby, huh? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Royal Rising, Royal Afternoon, Royal Night, whatever you see this in your perspective areas. We have Black Land Theft Part 1. God damn, this gonna be some fun. We got Black Land Theft Part 1. This gonna be some fun right here. You know what I mean? Empress Star might flow through. You know what I mean? She, busy doing something right now. It's a difference between being productive and busy too, by the way. We might do a show about that, ain't it, man? So yeah, man. Yeah. Sacred Space all in your face. She got a great topic coming up this moon day on Sacred Space. It's mothers versus women with children. Ladies, you might want to be there for that show on Moon Day, man, on Sacred Space, 9 p.m. Or, it's going to be at a random time. She's doing her random time. She called it the pop-out time, you know what I mean? So you just got to put on your notification for the dear shot. You just got to subscribe to the channel, and you just got to be around when things, you know what I mean, go up and go down, ain't it, man? So Who You With Wednesdays, you know what I mean? We just had an excellent show on Who You With Wednesdays. So just make sure you check that out as well. So let me go share this. Let's do our usual, you know what I mean? Usual 1-2s, you know what I mean? And then we gonna get back at it. Woo! Yeah. I'm about to go share. Be patient. Be patient. I'm about to go share. I got multiple platforms I got to share around. So just be patient. We'll be right back. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in hurrying these bricks. Ain't no point in rushing these goddamn bricks, huh? Ain't no point in rushing these bricks. All right? I'll be back real quick. Yeah. Cozmik, what? Say with me. UV, huh? Look, man. We gonna do like we always do, man. We gonna sweep through. You know what I mean? We gonna take you from the past to the present. Cause a lot of instances, what I said on the show before, when the people was doing the little antagonist shit in the chat, or they was attempting to, you know how I do with that. Um, we oftentimes we don't see things in our faces consistently, right? On a multiplicity of occasions or different locations or whatever or environments, we seem to sometimes, okay, sometimes mentally, we seem to sometimes think it's not happening or going on, all right? So most people will say, if you say that most people, most melanin indigenous black people, like, what does black land theft mean to you? Okay, so you may get different varieties, okay, and then you may get most people that'll say Black Wall Street or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So um, let's really, let's comb through it. You feel me? So we not skipping over nothing. And we got another show coming up about Mound Bayou, the Blacktown Mound Bayou. So man, we gotta do these discoveries, man. Here's an overview of black land theft, past and present. Huh? So, cause a lot of time we, them, they, those, we be just thinking, can it be all so simple then? Huh? That was back then. That's not going on now, Cozmik. It is not going on now, Cozmik. What you talking about? Focusing on historical context, ongoing issues, and its impact on the black communities. All right. Black land theft past and present overview. All right, let's do the sweep through. All right, here we go. You ready? This is post-slavery. All right. This is so we're not even gonna get stuck in the slavery. We're gonna get post-slavery, okay? Early 1900s. You ready? I need y'all to be, cause see, I gotta make sure you ready on how long these motherfuckers been doing this fuck shit. And then when Cozmik get ramped up about certain stuff, it's because you haven't done enough studying to know your motherfucking self, huh? And to know the fuck shit that's been going on, huh? And how long it's been happening. You ready? It says early 1900s. After the Civil War, many formerly enslaved black Americans pursued land ownership. So you would think nowadays people talking about get land. We've been goddamn having land and getting land. Okay, now, give me a second, y'all. Give me a commercial break. Okay, so yeah, man, early 1900s, yo. Pursued land ownership as a way to build generational wealth and interdependence. We don't do independence, we do interdependence. Independence is they thing, you feel me? We do interdependence. Key events. Okay, you ready? You ready? All right, let's write. Let's start writing stuff down. So we don't. You know what I mean, we don't get got to keep having these debates and frivolous, endless, fucking nauseating arguments and shit about whatever variety of shit motherfuckers be arguing about, obsolete shit. 40 acres and a damn mule. I'm pretty sure you've heard of that, no matter, 1865. So we going before the 1900s, okay? So 1865, General Sherman's Field Order Number 15 promised land to freed blacks, black families, okay? All right. However, it was reversed, okay, after Lincoln's assassination. So, just like they do, brilliant melanin and black and indigenous people, when you do some brilliant shit, then they get rid of you. Or if one of their own do something for you, then they get rid of them too. So that lets you just overstand how much they don't give a fuck. They'll get rid of their own if their own do something for you. Do you hear me? But y'all ain't understanding what I'm saying. Look, Lincoln's assassination, right? The land was returned to white Confederate owners, okay? All right. So we keep yelling this ancestor shit. Some of y'all got to get some of your ancestor land back and all of this other stuff. Like you literally here for a mission. You here to get some things done to shake this earth plane up, baby. Ain't it right? Homesteading and exclusion. While European or white Americans benefited from the Homestead Act 1862. So I hope we're taking down all of these dates. Okay, so we had the 40 acres and a mule in 1865, right? Then we had the Homestead Act that the Europeans took advantage of, and that was set in place for them to take advantage of in 1862, okay? All right, so Black Americans were often excluded from accessing public land or driven off through intimidation. This sounds like this sounds familiar, doesn't it? Racial terrorism and white violence. See, this is why I laugh at you niggas for this. Oh, we all one race. We all get along. All love it. Look, man, stop all that bullshit. Please stop doing that. You talking about cognitive dissonance. You talking about Stockholm syndrome. You talking about post-slave disorder. You talking about a mixed drink of all that. You hear me? Okay. Black landowners were often lynched, driven off, or killed, or what they say, unalived, to steal their land. Okay? Or towns. 1212, by the way, earth. Thousands of acres, thousands, okay, of acres were taken this way, especially in the South, Fraud and legal manipulation. So they're gonna get you any way they can get you, Okay. Courts, because we did a show on this. I told you I had to refresh. I gotta refresh our memory, because sometimes, courts, banks, and county offices often colluded. That means they was in on the shit as well, to dispossess black families through fraudulent deeds, tax sales over minor debts, okay, denial of legal representation. So for all of you numbskull, just in a coma, zombie sleeping motherfuckers, is like, they're not holding you back. They haven't been holding you back. They haven't been sabotaging you. Just like when the other day when the people was coming in talking about, you're a racist. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I absolutely want to see the original people do better and get back to rulership. I'll take it. Because you've been a racist. You kind of been racist, right? Wanting to see your people do the best, right? By any means, correct? In other groups too. Anyway, the great loss. In 1910, black Americans owned over, watch this, you ready? In 1910, now we up to 1910 now. Black Americans owned how much? Over. So they don't really have the exact number. So it was over 15 million acres. Over 15 million acres of land. Over 15 million acres of land. You hear that, Earth? Over 15 million acres. By today, over 90% of that land has been lost, largely through theft, violence, and discrimination, not just market forces. Present day land theft. So you ready? You ready for today? Because we be thinking it was way back when. No, 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 no. Present day theft and economic displacement. Number one, this is how they get you, and especially in the Carolinas. Harris property laws. Okay, this is how they get you now. Many black families pass land down without formal wills. Okay, so that's how they paper pimp you. This allows courts or developers, because it's always them developers, to force sales of the land even if one family member agreed to sell. Even if one family member agreed to sell, a legal loophole used to exploit families. So if you do have the paperwork situated, then they're going to go to number two, gentrification and urban displacement. Historically, black neighborhoods are being gentrified, which we're going to do a show on gentrification versus redlining. Rising taxes and property values price out longtime black residents, forcing them to do what? Sell or lose their homes. Or they'll go to agricultural discrimination. Black farmers faced decades of discrimination from the USDA, being denied loans and subsidies, which led to massive land losses. So they're going to get you one way, and they're going to do what they can to do what they can. Example, Pickford versus Glickman lawsuit, 1999, acknowledged USDA's racial bias against black farmers. Or they'll environmental racism and eminent domain. Like that's like the last, like the final, if they aren't able to do any other way. You hear me? Black communities are often targeted for highways, pipelines, or industrial development. So just when we be saying how beautiful certain cities are and all that other shit, you got to do the history of, how the shit was developed. You hear me? Governments use eminent domain. Like this is like the coup de grace. Like I said, if they get desperate or they just get, to the way they irritated and pissed off with you and they just want you out, to seize black owned land at undervalued prices or with little recourse. So they pimp you with legalese. This is these words and these spells and these different shits that they got in place that it's basically a pimp system. They got different things set in place to pimp your ass every step of the way. If this one don't work, we got this. If this one don't work, we got this. If this one don't work, we got this. You feel me? That's just what it is. Impact on black communities. We keep yelling about generational wealth. Generational wealth loss. Land is one of the primary sources of wealth building. They know that. That's why they've been undermining your shit since before the 1900s. Losing it meant losing homes, farms, businesses, and financial interdependence, and drowning your shit, and bombing your shit. Economic disparities. Um, these thefts contributed directly to the racial. Let me slow down. Let me slow down so you can hear it. These thefts, okay, contributed directly to the racial wealth gap in America. So when I say they created the dependency, they created this wealth gap thing, like all of this stuff is like created mechanisms or whatever. Do you see what I'm saying? All of this stuff is like created mechanisms. You feel what I'm saying? Hurry up. Hold on. Let me get a commercial break, y'all. Okay. So when we keep having these rhetorical discussions about generational wealth, like it's like y'all, them, they, those. These different financial platforms. I mean, fam, how many times are we gonna have to get it out the fucking mud, son? Huh? And y'all keep hyping niggas up off generational wealth like these catchphrases, like motherfuckers wasn't or beings or ancestors or whoever wasn't already doing that shit. Cultural erasure. Many historical black towns and communities have disappeared or been scattered. It's melanin towns you ain't even heard of, fam. I should have bought some of them videos with me. You feel me? I bring one of them videos where I'm gonna just do videos of black towns that they fucked over. Isn't the White House on top of a black town or something? I don't know. You know what I mean? One of them places. Solutions and residents, land trusts and cooperatives. Some black communities are reclaiming land through shared ownership models. Here's property reform. New laws aim to protect black families from forced sales. See, now that they didn't got what they needed to get about you all these years, now they want to do all of this change and shit up. First of all, we are the original beings of this earth and this land mass. So why do you get to set the laws in the first place? Let me say that one more time. We are the original beings of this land mass and all of that. So why do you get to set the laws and you a genetically modified motherfucker? Okay. Reparations and restoration movements. Advocates are pushing for land returns, reparations, and acknowledgement of historical wrongs. Bruce Beach in California. We're gonna do a show on. Let's do a show on Bruce Beach in Cali. They recently got theirs back. I did see something about that somewhere. Let me put that in my notes. Bruce Beach, California. Let's do a little story on that. Bruce. All right. Okay, that's in the notes. So we'll make that a show. Wait a minute. Conclusion, man. Black land theft, both past and present, is a central pillar in the economic disenfranchisement of black people in America. While the methods have evolved, not that much, the goal of displacing black ownership remains a persistent threat. Recognizing, exposing, and actively resisting these forces is vital to securing black land autonomy and generational power. Many black people aren't fully aware of the extent. Many black people aren't fully aware of the extent of black land theft. Like you know what's going on, but you just yeah. Both historically and ongoing because of a combination of systemic suppression, miseducation, media neglect. Why would they show you that? And because they control the media, right? Yeah, that's why they want to control what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you eat, ain't it? And generational disconnection. Here's a bust down of why this knowledge isn't widespread. Number one, systemic erasure from education. U.S. history textbooks often omit, or minimize black achievements and injustices. Topics like Black Wall Street, 40 Acres and a Mule, or the massive land loss post slavery are rarely taught in public schools. Why would they teach you that? That's their system they put together. When black history is taught, it often focuses on slavery and civil rights. That's where a lot of y'all get stuck at. Skipping over economic or who was first, whichever variety y'all niggas be, skipping over economic struggles and land theft. I don't even know why I don't see more black shows on this, more melanated or indigenous copper tone shows. All of these financial shows, why they not telling you how motherfuckers took basically trillions and trillions from you before the 1900s and still doing it now? And yeah, that shit is counterproductive. Lack of media coverage. Mainstream rarely reports on land theft, generational wealth loss, or ongoing displacement. But you gonna get it in Cosmic Mind UV. We gonna talk about this bullshit though. See? So they gonna keep saying, why black people can't get ahead? Why, right? Even some black people gonna say, why, right? Stories that do come up are isolated, making it hard to see the full pattern. Stories that do come up are isolated, making it hard to see the full pattern. Black media voices like Cosmic Mind UV, Sacred Space, and Who You With Wednesdays that once carried this information, radical newspapers, community leaders have been weakened or underfunded. Basically, poor righteous teachers, like y'all love to say, right? Like I told y'all, the only reason they poor righteous teachers is because y'all don't fund them. Miseducation, or you spend so much time thinking they scammers or some shit like that, when the biggest scammers we've been empowering these motherfuckers. Miseducation and disconnection. Many black families moved to cities during the Great Migration and lost connection to their land-owning southern roots. Generational trauma, loss of records, or family land being taken created gaps in awareness. So not only did it create the racial gap, it created psychological gaps. Some families never spoke about what happened out of fear, shame, or pain. But we got to get over that stupid ass shit. We got to get over that stupid ass shit. Legal and bureaucratic confusion. Land theft was often done through legal trickery, told you, or fraud, or loopholes, making it hard to trace or even overstand or understand or stand under it. Harris property cases. I'm going to do a show on that. Harris property cases are complex, and many don't realize they've been robbed until it's too late. Ain't that something? Huh? Many don't realize they've been robbed till it's too late. Without legal support, families often feel powerless or confused. Focus on survival, not legacy. Systemic poverty, housing insecurity, and daily survival concerns push black families to focus on short term needs. That means immediate gratification, not land rights or historical land loss. Many don't realize, that means your point's drawn. Many don't realize how deeply tied land is to generational wealth. But these other people do. Distrust in institutions. Many black people distrust courts, lawyers, and government systems due to generations of racism and injustice, making them less likely to engage in legal land fights. This distrust also leads some to engage from these historical discussions, assuming, quote unquote, nothing can be done, end quote. And so that's why I was saying about people saying reclaim your nationality. You mean to the same government that undermined your land? You mean to the same government that flooded your land? You mean to the same government that bombed your land? You mean to the same government and these same motherfucking entities that misplaced you in the first place, disenfranchised you in the first place, all of this other shit? I don't understand no shit like that. People got to come explain shit like that to me. To me, it's like you turning in some shit that they can keep tabs on you and keep track of you. However, what they call it, record keeping, gatekeeping of historical records, land records, court documents, and family deeds are often hidden in hard to access archives. So why can't I find it? There you go. There's your answer. Huh? Some of this information has been deliberately destroyed or altered over time and space, right? However, that's changing. More black scholars, such as Cozmik UV and Empress taking you far no matter where you are, activists, filmmakers, and influencers. Salute to Ice Cube and Wars of the World. It's a new show or a new series he got called Wars of the Worlds. You feel me? Go check that out. And influencers are now uncovering and sharing these truths. Social media has become a powerful tool for raising awareness and reclaiming history. Communities are pushing for reparations, land returns, and legal protections. But see, I keep saying you're asking for legal protection from the people that are sabotaging, that or had a history of sabotaging you in the first place. I keep saying this. I don't know if people are comprehending that point, or maybe I'm saying something that don't make sense. You feel? So, conclusion. However, black land theft isn't widely known because it was meant to be hidden. Black land theft isn't widely known because it was meant to be hidden by design. However, the truth is surfacing. Awareness is rising, and once this knowledge spreads, so does the power to organize, reclaim, and restore. Y'all give me a small commercial break. Be right back. All right. Small commercial break. Empress start getting herself situated to go ahead and do her portion of the show. Gratitude for her presence and effervescence. You hear me? Like I said, sacred space. That space was created for the ladies, man. At this juncture, ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses. You know what I mean? Like I said, the topic coming up this moon day is going to be mothers versus women with children. Mothers versus women with children. All right. So that's going to be an excellent topic, part one. And it would be great if she has some co-host or some type of guest ladies that want to be on there. That space was created strictly for the ladies. You know what I mean? So what's going on, ladies? Let's get on in there. Yeah. Who you with Wednesdays? You know what I mean? Who you with Wednesdays? Support uplifting each other like you support drama. You hear me? Support uplifting each other like you support this goofy ass, obsolete ass system. Support uplifting each other like you support, you know what I'm saying? All of this other, like you co-sign homosexual behavior. You hear me? I'm just saying. So, like I said, who you with Wednesdays? Coming up on Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. Um, yeah. So sacred space that's created for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? To do what you got to do, so you can stop dragging along trauma and all of this other baggage ass shit and using it as leverage in future opportunities and situations and relationships. Huh? All right. So we're gonna give Empress Star a second, enjoy the music, and then we'll be right back.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your brief intermission. We're going to just keep it flowing and going, talking about black land theft. That's been happening now. It's been happening before now. It's happening now. And if we don't rise to power, they'll continue to try to take, steal, and rob us of our land. So this society continues to undermine black landowners and farmers, melanated owners and farmers because of deep, systematic combination of racism, capitalism, and power preservation. Their time is over. But this suppression isn't random. It's absolutely strategic. You don't think they planning to do this? You don't think they plan for this? You don't think they've planned for generations for the elite to stay in power? Not even the elite, just certain families. You don't think these farm families do the farm stuff to keep the farm in their under their control? Like I was saying, the suppression isn't random, it's strategic. It's a strategy behind all of this. Here's a breakdown. Here's a bust down of the real reasons behind it. Controlling the land equals controlling power. Land is power. It creates wealth, independence, food, shelter, and legacy. If melanated people own and control land, they would build independent systems. So if we as melanated people controlled and own more land, we could become more independent with our systems. Okay, so that means we can get out of their systems. So that means we can build things that will last and that will work for us economically, agriculturally, spiritually, and especially politically. Undermining black land ownership keeps power concentrated in white dominated institutions and corporations. And we already know that the Caucasoids are not for us. It's time for us to be racist. It's time for us to stand up for our race and move forward. But once again, this is why it's happening, this spiritual awakening, because it's time for us to rise back up to power. And if you're not with this split that other guy is gonna is doing, you're gonna be left behind. Don't mean it might not mean you're gonna die, but people who are on a higher frequency are going to be in a different paradigm, that will be on a different timeline. Like shit around you is going to be falling apart, where when you raise your frequency, you won't have to deal with as much of the bullshit that's about to be popping off in Babylon. Matter of fact, we should be thinking about getting out of Babylon, out of the matrix, completely out of Babylon, period. Far, far, far away. So melanated landowners are seen as easy targets. Why? Because of the color of our skin, because of the systematic racism that's been put up against us, because of legal loopholes, because of lack of access to resources, or generational gaps in legal literacy. Through tools like eminent domain, heirs property abuse, and gentrification, melanated land is taken and flipped for profit. So they just take our shit without any regard to us, and they've been doing this, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these racist infrastructures and institutions, such as the USDA, local courts, zoning boards, and banks have a long history of discriminating against us, farmers and landowners, and I'm tired of it. They always denying us loans, approving development projects that disrupt the melanated communities. And when they bring this stuff to the gentrification to the community, they don't incorporate the community. They push the community out. The community don't reap any benefits financially from them coming and just gentrifying the whole area. It usually becomes whitewashed and more expensive. So the indigenous people of the area can't even stay there. It don't make sense. And then they cry about the crime rate or poverty level. But look what you're not doing. Look how you're not helping the area. But that's why we as melanated people need to come together, work together. Only 30% of us, because I know most of you not. Most of you gonna stay right in Babylon, stay right in the matrix. But to the ones who are called, to the few, this is a wake up call. This is the siren going off. It's time for us to elevate. It's time for us to elevate and quit undervaluing ourselves like they undervalue melanated owned land. These institutions still carry the same racial biases, just in the more subtle and legal looking ways. So it's the same bullshit, just under a different bias. So yeah, it's time for us to say fuck that shit, get our own shit, move from under this shit, get from out of this shit. Then comes along political suppression. Of course, landowners have historically had more political power through taxes, voting rights, and influence. But they don't use the rights. They can't use the rights because the Caucasoids usually come and take the land, or they don't use their. When they do try to use their rights, the Caucasoids been doing it for so long. They find a little loophole to stop the melanated landowners. Unfortunately. So undermining melanated land ownership also weakens political, organizing, and community autonomy. For example, when melanated farmers and landowners build self-sufficient towns like Mounds Bayou. They were targeted, starved of resources, and dismantled, which is some bullshit. It's time for us to dismantle this fucking system. The legal system was built to exploit us. This legal system is designed to favor wealthy white landowners and corporations, not us. The complex laws like heirs property make it easier to divide and conquer black family land. Unfortunately, most black landowners can't afford legal battles, making them vulnerable. Yeah, so usually the Caucasoids, they have the resources to help back them up, and usually we don't. And so they usually win because they have the resources. But if we start to work together and build together and grow together, they're not going to be able to touch us because we'll be sovereign. And they keep trying to fuck with us because they know that food sovereignty equals freedom. Melanated farmers growing their own food creates food sovereignty. Freedom from harmful, processed, and chemical-laced food systems, which we all need to get up out of. The meat is messed up, and we all know the vegetables are too. You have to quote unquote, what's that quote, pick your poison. Until we can sustain growing our own food, and having our own gardens, that's the end result. And or move somewhere that has better food quality, where you can just go outside and pick a fresh fruit off the tree, or you don't get in trouble for growing food in your land, in your yard. So we already know that Babylon is messed up. The food sources are messed up. One thing that we should be thinking about doing is getting out of Babylon. For you that know, you know. So, undermining black farmers keeps black health, wealth, and power in check. And we don't want to stay in check. So that means that we need to work on our health, work on our wealth, so we can return back to power. Cultural and spiritual suppression. The land is not just economic, it's ancestral, cultural, and sacred to many melanated communities. Disconnecting melanated people from the land breaks spiritual bonds that connect them to ancestors, nature, and self-sufficiency. So this is why they keep us in shoes and keep us, off the land, because they know that once we really reconnect with the land, we reconnect with our power. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's been about from the very beginning of time. Power. This society undermines black landowners and farmers, not because they're invisible, but because they're powerful. Did y'all hear that? This society is afraid of us and undermine us, not because we're invisible, but because we're powerful. Land means freedom. Land means food. Land means family. And land means a future. And those who fear a truly empowered melanated community would do anything in their freaking power. They'll do anything to prevent land from becoming our legacy. Of course, they don't want us to rise in power. When you get land, you rise in power because you get to connect back to that land. And once you connect back to the land, you're activated. You will be activated again. So Now we're going to talk about black land theft, past, present, and the ongoing undermining of black land ownership. All right, first we're going to talk about a historical context of how black land was stolen. After slavery, land ownership symbolized freedom and independence for black Americans. But through broken promises like 40 acres and a mule, because they don't want to see us prevail, and they saw the success that we were having, that our ancestors were having back then, and they got sad and upset because their shit was failing. Fraudulent legal schemes, somebody's always trying to get over on us, and government-backed racism. The government was never made for us. Police were never made for us. Police were the ones that went and collected, ran after the slaves, the quote-unquote slaves that ran away. So how in the hell could a quote-unquote police that ran after slaves, same white police, just bring it to the modern day? What they doing? They still running after quote unquote we're modern day slaves. If you're still in the matrix, you're a slavery to your job, you're slavery to the whole rat race system. So what do? Nothing has changed. Just think about it. At first they were running hunting us down like animals, and they still doing it. So now it's time to wake up, become sovereign, get the land, and work together. The more we work together and get out of their system, then they can't really do anything. We can fight back. We've always been able to fight back. It's just a lot of us would rather laugh it up than to bring out the warrior in you. Our ancestors were warriors. Right now, we're just some little pansies, as they call them. So, millions of acres of black-owned land was stolen between 1865 and the mid-1900s. And it's a continual thing. It's still happening to this day. In 1910, black Americans owned over 15 million acres of land. Today, over 90% of that land has been lost. 90% of that land. Mostly through theft, intimidation, fraud, legal manipulations, and racist policies. So, white privilege. That's why 90% of the land is gone. That's why 90% that's why all these tactics work. It's because of white privilege and a system that was not set up and made for us. It was set up to keep us at a disadvantage. It was set up to keep us at a low vibration. It was set up to keep us slaves and like chattel in a low level mindset, when we're supposed to be high vibrational beings, having a human experience, a great human experience, an experience as gods and goddesses. So this is the wake-up call. The alarm is going off. Get some land. Get out of Babylon. Get some land. Grow your own food. It's a war cry. It's time for us to be the warriors. Yes, love and light, but where has love and light got us? Nowhere. Now it's time for us to bring the warrior out. Though the tactics have changed, the system of dispossession still exists, now hidden under bureaucracy, capitalism, and legal loopholes. It's always a loophole. We need to start finding those loopholes. Heirs property abuse. Families without wills can have their land forcibly sold by outsiders. That's fucked up. So just because my mama didn't say this y'all land, or write it on a piece of paper that this y'all land, they can just come and steal your shit. That doesn't even make sense.
Definitely not gonna let you do some sundown town.
Right. Gentrification. Black neighborhoods are being bought out and erased. So now instead of them just blatantly flooding it or bombing it like they used to do early on, they just buy it right from under your nose, and then put you out the neighborhood. Eminent domain. Government seized black land for highways, pipelines, and development. So they basically put you out of your stuff, out of your homes, because they want to quote unquote build it up. You're not building it up. And then what about the displacement of all of our people? What about that displacement? How are you going to help us? They usually don't. USDA discrimination. Black farmers are denied equal funding, forcing them off their freaking land. Environmental racism.
You keep saying, what's wrong with black people? Oh, motherfucker, what's wrong?
Right. Black land is targeted for toxic industries and pollution. While most black people don't know, this truth is deliberately hidden through miseducation and whitewashed history books, media silence, and lack of coverage. Generational trauma and inaccessible record. My bad. Let me say that over. Generational trauma and silence. This is why most melanated people don't know about modern day land theft tactics. Legal complexity and inaccessible records. And then we have economic distractions and survival mode. So things that's happening, they got you over here looking at one thing, distracting you while they over here stealing land. So we just need to stay aware. We need to stay vigilant. We need to, become more aware of the things that's happening on Mother Earth with the land, because inherently this is our land. Black Americans. I'm starting to think. A lot of us with the slave trade, yada yada yada, migrated, came over here, But really, what we call African Americans, us, where are we from? We from the Americas. Like, okay, our ancestors, they came, they built, let's just say, even if we're not from here, they came over. All these generations of our ancestors building up the land, building. We're Americans. We're here. This is our land. And inherently, we own this land. With all the blood of our ancestors that's been spilled on this land is due to us. But I feel like because of the poison that's been done on this land, in this land, for this land, to this land, it has to be a big purge and a clearing so we can reap the benefits of this land. But I really feel like we need to get the fuck away from this land, because according to a lot of scriptures and just different ancient texts, and
come on now, and right your face, they say that too.
Right. And like different movies and things like that put it right in your face. Just Babylon is going to fall. Babylon is going to burn.
Every empire has
everything that goes up must come down. Especially corrupt systems. Now we've seen that. You see that in movies over and over. Like they put it in your face. The zombie movies. They put it in your face. Excuse me. The movies about the earth getting cold and then the earth getting hot and the earth just burning and it's just apocalypse everywhere. They have to tell you what's going to happen. and it's been subtle, 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 subtle. But now it's just so in your face. If you don't want to wake up, if you don't want to take heed, then if you don't want to rise up, if you don't want to take heed, if you want to heal, if you want to stay in that same state, then you those non NCP players where you just a body. You just there. You just wasting energy. And I'm not mad at you because that's the journey that you on. That's why you were sent here, to be a sheeple, to be an to be a sacrifice. Because someone has to be sacrificed. And if you choose to stay awake, you're choosing to be that sacrifice. They give us a choice. Either you're going to elevate or you're going to be a sacrifice. So what's your choice? You choose it. Yeah, that was kind of off topic, but it was still topic because yeah, that's true. Because like I was saying, like, it's your choice. And you're going to either choose to lead your bloodline or to start taking the calluses off your bloodline so your bloodline can be free. You can start popping the seals so your bloodline can be free. Or you can stay in the same cycles. You can stay in the same matrix. You can stay under the same systems and keep you and your bloodline, your future generations, until that the person comes who's ready to set your bloodline free. Wake up. But who knows if that opportunity will come, or how long it's gonna come, how bad will your generation or will your bloodline have depleted, how messed up would your family have to be for somebody to finally wake up. And if you're getting this information now, you are that person that's being called to be a change for your bloodline. Just period, point blank. Nothing is happening just so it can happen. It's always a cause, because they're supposed to be an effect. But if you're not taking heed to the small wake up calls, or the small little bells, the small intuitions, the small synchronicities. If you're not paying attention to those, then you're gonna be lost. Let's get together, get it together. Let's get it together.
Come on.
And a lot of times when people go on a rant, it don't be for other people, it be for them first. So we all need to wake up, we all need to get it together, and we all need to rise to the occasion. Rise up. It's time to rise up. It's time to rise. Rise to power. Rise to greatness. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. To help melanated people secure land and protect it from future undermining, the key is to combine education, legal protection, community organization, and strategic ownership. Here's a little breakdown of a few proactive steps to take. Got a couple more solutions. Set up proper legal protections. I don't know, but you do. By creating a will or trust immediately. One of the biggest causes of land loss is lack of legal documentation. So basically, them not saying this after I pass, my energy is recycled. I want to leave this land to my daughter, my son, whomever. So, look. Please, just write it out.
Part of the goddamn signing, and it's an official contract.
Just make it an official document. It's easy. All you gotta do is get a piece of paper. Mama, write this out. Matter of fact, you write it out.
Yeah, you got AI to write it out for you.
AI can write it out for you. Period. But even if you don't have access to a computer, all you got is a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. Write it up. I, such and such, such and such, give this land, such and such, such and such, to such and such, such and such. Sign, witness. What is that? A legal document. Is I can. It's not hard as everybody make it, and even back in the pre-times when our ancestors didn't really understand and grasp the concept. I give them grace and mercy, because they had every fucking thing against it. But now it's literally no reason. Of course, we got the people out there stealing. They blatantly stealing and fucking over the black farmers.
That's why they do that in Bikini Faso.
But that's why they mad at Burkina Faso. That's why they mad at when the divine masculine take his right place, like when it's healed and healthy.
Like that,
Mr. Triori.
Kicking them off their lands, even Nigeria and Mali. Y'all got to get up off their lands, and you got to start. You're not mining in their land no more. You're not taking them for freeloading off our minerals. I'm gonna do a show about that coming up.
Absolutely. So, one thing about us, melanated, copper tone, indigenous, original, us people, kings, queens, gods, goddesses, empresses. One thing about us, say what you want. We cannot live without one another. We cannot be strong one without the other. Or, and if you're in a whatever dynamic relationship you want, mono, poly, whatever dynamic you want, we are definitely greater together. Yeah, you can make moves by yourself, but we need one another to rise in power. We need that masculine, feminine dynamic. We need the polarity of each so we can rise to power. If you think about all the greats, all the greats, all the great empires that predates all this westernized shit, it was always a strong emperor and a strong empress. We're not talking about the modern Western civilizations. We're talking about the things that predated this and what they took their some of their stuff from.
This was pre-slavery too, y'all.
Pre-slavery.
Just getting stuck on that one little phase. They've been running these same phases, just modernizing shit. That's all.
They basically are. They just right.
Over you.
And that's what I need us to understand, that our legacy, we predate our history. We did not begin at slavery. So it's like everything leading up to that slavery shit has been blocked out. Boom. It's like when we wake up, we come into what? Slavery. A slavery mentality.
See, depending on wherever you came in, and depending on what yoni or quarter you came out of, the level of knowledge and stuff you don't want to take in. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why we can show what I come to show. So, you feel me? I didn't off him. He was crippling the economy, but it was like, he wanted to get the money out.
Right. Right.
What's wrong?
That's true.
What's wrong? They got him. He was giving the money away.
Right.
He had so much of it.
That's why. because he had too much of it. But they hate when you can cripple the system. They hate when like that was waking up mass people on mass levels. So what I mean by when we born into the slave thought, we're not told how we're great. A lot of melanated people aren't told that they were kings and queens and greatness. That's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to go back to. The slavery mindset, the Bible. You go to the Bible and you are automatically usually given that religion, white sky daddy, to look at yourself like not as powerful, but you have to rely on this.
This is recent.
You're right.
So they won't think it's
right. Okay. Okay, so we were getting off topic, but it was great. It's always good to, add a little bit extra spice to let you know exactly what's going on, give you a little bit of our insights and thoughts as well. Bonus bricks. All right. So this is ways to set up proper legal protection so you can have your land, won't lose your land. And don't forget, you need to keep on checking them land laws and watch for loopholes, because they always try to find a loophole to get you off your land. So consider land trust. Community land trust can protect land from being sold out from under families and preserve it for generations. Form LLCs on your land, for your land, or family corporations. Holding land under an entity gives better legal protection and allows family members to vote on decisions together. Educate your family and yourself. Learn legal real estate laws. Understand zoning, tax, heirs property, and deed transfers. And make sure you pass that knowledge down. Make land ownership a legal protection, and legal protection a family tradition, not just a secret or a burden. For real, like make it. Let them know that it's a privilege. Like it's a flex to own some land. Instead of making it seem like it's a burden or stressful because of this land. Guard yourself against tax and legal exploitation. Make sure you pay your fucking property taxes. That's the loophole they always like to use. Tax liens are a major way land is stolen. Monitor property records regularly. Make sure you check the county records to ensure there are no surprise claims or fraudulent activity on your land. Yeah, they can do that, and you thinking everything good. Next thing you know, you got the sheriff knocking on your door because of some quote unquote fraudulent activity on your land that you have no idea about. Get legal help for heirs property. Use services like Land Loss Prevention Project or the Federation of Southern Cooperatives to resolve issues. Build or join Black landowner networks. Connect with other Black landowners so you can share your resources, lawyers, and knowledge. Join national and local advocacy groups such as Black Family Land Trust, National Black Food and Justice Alliance, and the Acres of Ancestry Initiative. These groups help fight legal battles, educate landowners, and support preservation. This is a big one. Don't forget to put the land to work. Use land actively, such as farming, leasing events, or ecotourism. Productive land is less likely to be taken or forgotten. Apply for grants and support. Many states for nonprofits offer funds for Black farmers or landowners, so take advantage of them. Be strategic with your ownership. Avoid fractional ownership without planning. When land is divided between too many heirs with no agreement, it's easier for outside buyers to force sales. So document everything. Keep deeds, tax records, and family agreements in one place and share them with trusted heirs. Defend against gentrification and eminent domain. Organize locally. Stay informed about development plans and city zoning laws. Voice opposition early. Know your rights. Eminent domain doesn't mean you have to accept the first offer. You can fight or demand fair compensation. Reclaim lost land. If you just suspect your land was stolen or taken unfairly, research local records, connect with land justice legal teams, and advocate for reparations and land return. Land is power, and protecting it means protecting your legacy. With the right tools, strategy, and community, Black people can not only secure land, but protect it from generations to come. So the things we've been talking about, it seems like it's in the past, the far past, but it's really not. The most recent case, well, not most recent, but a recent case in 2012, James Deschler acquired a small share of family land. This happened in Alabama. He got a small piece of family share of a family inheritance and sued by the Eli family, attempted to force the sale of their 127-acre farmland inherited from their grandfather in 1941. After a legal fight, the Elis prevailed by 2019. By 2023, had successfully reclaimed the land and placed it an LLC to secure its legacy. So in 2012, by 2019, they had stolen the land, and 23 put an LLC on it to secure it and its legacy. That's fucked up. Just stealing.
This ain't just back off.
Right.
I don't want to report this type of stuff. I wish you wasn't pushing stuff in the book. Just saying.
Right. So in October 2023, this in Gullah Geechee coastal land, South Carolina, air property belonging to Gullah Geechee descendants were auctioned over unpaid taxes.
They tried.
That's a tribe. Some bidders, many outside the community, purchased properties threatening cultural heritage. Advocacy groups stepped in to help heirs redeem their land. Now that's a good thing. Separately, historic communities like Phillips are fighting developers and rising property taxes that risk parcel by parcel disposition, despite legal reforms dubbed shark repellent. That's messed up. So they basically just taking land. So why does this matter? These examples aren't isolated. They reflect a broader pattern of systematic land insecurity. Heirs property remains a persistent legal vulnerability, particularly for us Black families who inherited land without wills or formal recording. Rising taxes, aggressive development, and legal complexities continue to jeopardize land retention. So it's sickening how we can get some land and they take it. And it all boils down to white privilege. It all boils down to us not rising back to our spiritual power. That's how we're going to win. Not all love and light. Just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you're all love and light. Because you're spiritual, that means you have to fight It's a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual war. So, what is a war? You fight when you're warring. It's been a spiritual war on us. It's been a spiritual war on our land. Now it's time to reclaim our victory and step back to power. And thanks for coming to hang out with me. Don't forget to come spend a little time, come vibe with me. Mondays at Sacred Space.
She new to this, y'all, still. She getting used to it, no worries. Sacred Space, Moon Day, you know what I'm saying? She just gonna pop out there whenever. Topic's gonna be mothers versus women with children, you know what I mean? Alright, who you with Wednesdays coming through, you know what I mean? You know, we gonna do with that, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a random topic. If you wanna be a guest or a panel member on any of those shows, make sure you link up. If you would like to be a panel member or guest or co-host, etc. on Cozmik UV, make sure you link up, man. If you want to do an interview, collaboration for the Red Shot, we can do that as well. So, yeah, man, this was just to go ahead and highlight, make sure, you know, we really have a accurate perspective on what goes on. We keep saying these, you know, catchphrases and things about generational wealth and, you know, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like they're using that against most people psychologically. You see what I'm saying? Because like we just went over, you know, recently and before the 1900s, they've been pretty much undermining wealth, like I said. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't stopping them from creating whenever they were created. But anyway, it wasn't stopping them from creating an all-European area. You see what I'm saying? And not fucking with us. No. We got to fuck with y'all. You know what I mean? So, like I say, man, you know, hopefully this helps broaden your perspective, your intellectual talks. Hopefully, if you have some elders that still here in this dimension, you can kind of get some sneak peeks on what was going on back whatever era or phase they was in. So, hopefully, oh yeah, we're gonna pop out with some more topics, man. But guess what? Cozmik UV.